Are you looking to give your wedding day the ultimate rock and roll vibe? Here in studio, I now get to introduce you to DDA. He owns the Studio88 Swing, and he's going to let you know why his team members are the best at what they do. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Tell us all about 88 Swing.
Well, really, we're very passionate about all things swing. What's that? Well, it's the culture, it's the music, it's the clothes, it's the period, the dancing, of course, and even goes to crazy stuff like what you're drinking today.
Really? Now tell me, you've been around for 20 years. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. You know, it's doing things for 1 or 2 years, you know, it's pretty easy, it's pretty fun, but 20 years, it's some work to keep it going, right? You go through a lot of different periods, and you know, we've been through a lot of ups and downs, but mostly ups, so we're happy about that.
And in your studio, it's not just swing, it's other things that you provide?
Absolutely. So when people are looking to get like some kind of theme at the wedding or something like that, it could be like, you know, World War II, the return of the soldiers, or it could be, you know, rock and roll 50s Grease type of thing. Or it could totally be like Chicago, Flappers, you know, New Orleans type Charleston wedding.
And how would you help bring that atmosphere there? What is it you provide to them?
So it's up to the couple really to decide how much or how little they want us involved. But basically, I like to say we focus on the artists. So whether the artist is a band member, a musician, a bartender, a dancer, simply an extra that's like carrying a cigarette tray around, you know, with the old style, you know, party favors.
Oh my
something
gosh.
like that, you know?
Yeah, so they really can immerse themselves into the era, or they can just have 1 or 2 key opponents come in and do a show.
Yeah, absolutely. And also have the musical environment tying all together. One of the things we have is we have DJs that don't just play the modern pop music, but also can fuse all of that with the theme of the wedding, whether it's the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond.
And like you said, the bartender, he's not just serving drinks, he's doing it with the flair, he's doing it with the costume.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a show in itself.
Absolutely. That's why they call it flair bartending. It's if you watch the movie Cocktail, for instance, with Tom Cruise, that's bartenders that flip the bottles over, break the egg yolk, mix in ingredients you've never seen, set stuff on fire.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's tough to do, so it's definitely a show, and you can appreciate it when you see somebody.
Yeah.
Now, what if the couple didn't want to necessarily have just people coming in to perform? What if they wanted to perform themselves?
Well, I mean, that's definitely a service that we do. We do a lot of that. We've even been called on a lot of different TV shows to help prepare the movie stars or the actors or the theater players into doing a dance scene.
Oh, wonderful. That's going to give you the experience to make a couple feel like a star themselves.
Absolutely. You can watch, for instance, the video that we brought from Les Dieux de la Danse, which is Quebec's #1 TV show from the last 3 years. And basically all the artists you're seeing on screen now are the people that we taught.
And you're saying that somebody that has no experience can look like that in how many weeks?
It's not weeks. It's a question of hours, actually. Obviously, there's some practice time on your own that you do, but under 10 hours, most of the people you see on the TV show, they actually had little or no experience dancing before, and usually it's about 6 to 9 hours we worked with them to get the result.
My goodness, that must be just a confidence boost. It's another element to the wedding.
Yeah.
And what type of feedback do the guests give after seeing a couple dance like that?
Yeah, you know, like often I'll tell the couple when I start teaching them, I say like, if your guests come up to you and say, wow, you took dance lessons, I'm gonna say to them, look, I consider that a failure.
No.
You know, because what they should be doing is they should be coming up to you and like, whoa, I never saw anything like that. You know, that to me is what a success looks like.
And that's your goal, that's to get them. Because you said
absolutely.
it's so much different for them to perform a dance like that as opposed to the first slow dance.
Yeah, you know, typically because, you know, it's not something that people line up around and they put the cameras up and, you know, and then they applaud politely. And that's great. I mean, you know, you don't have to make it a performance, but for people who want to make something special, that's definitely the time where everybody lines up with their cameras, everything, and then they just,
They're not looking at the cameras anymore.
Yeah.
They're watching what's going on. That's an amazing memory for everybody.
Absolutely.
And what was your motto you said about dancing?
Well, dancing specifically, you know, we've been doing it for a while, and you know, after a few years, my partner and I, we had a discussion about what it really meant to dance, and we looked at our students and we said, you know, we've changed their lives. And so our motto for the school became, you know, change your life, learn to dance.
It can. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not just rock and roll. It's other different styles as well.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We've got after 20 years at the dance, we've got like a lot of different styles. But you know, I brought someone like in our school to talk about that, and like she's very high level champion. So I'd like you to talk to Floor Byrne. She'll burn the floor.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing with me.
Excellent.
Sitting with me now, I have Floor Byrne from Studio 88 Swing. I want to thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
So how long have you been at Studio 88?
2 years and a half.
And in that time and the time before with your experience, what awards have you won?
How many time do we have to talk about this?
Oh, many.
Yeah, with my partner when we moved here, like we have like in ballroom, because we danced ballroom before, we were like a vice champion in Canada. So we did like twice the world champion. Then we moved here to do more West Coast swing, and we are really proud because like it's been like 2 years we get like top 5 in West Coast swing, so like almost the top 5 in the world. In our divisions, it's a showcase division with aerials in West Coast swing. So we are like really proud of this.
And how did you start dancing?
I don't know because all I remember I would always like to do dancing. Like I was like dancing during the TV. I was dancing in the garden with my friends. They're like, oh, do you want to do a choreography with me? So it was like create this like almost like all my life, I think.
Yeah, you didn't have a choice. It was just always around you.
Yes, was like always like when people are saying like, what do you want to do? Dancing.
I am dancing.
Yeah.
So not all of us can dance like you or can have competition-winning moves. When a couple's coming to you, how far in advance should they come to be ready for the day?
It really depends of the couple because some couples are more like stressed, so like they prefer to start like maybe like 6 or 4 months before the wedding. That's sometimes like 1 year before because they want to be ready for the wedding. Some people are more like last minute, so like they ask for a private for Wednesday, and the wedding is like on Saturday.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine.
So it really depends of the couple.
And that's possible to put on a show like
Yeah.
that.
It just depends like if you want to do like just choose your music, dance on your music and just like dance well, or if you want to have a choreography. It's not the same amount of time.
When the couple takes the time to build a dance together, do you think that changes their bond?
I think it's good for them because like they are like, because a lot of time when we are prepared for a wedding, like we don't have time to share moments together. So I think like share like maybe like few hours or 10 hours together to create something like they want together. It's really important before the wedding.
So we heard about the feedback that you want the guests to have. You want them to be in awe. But after they've achieved this dance, what do the bride and grooms tell you?
A lot of times they just like they're like, amazing, it's work, we are so happy. So because a lot of time like they are stressed just before. So you just have to remember like to them like it's not important if you perform well or not. It's just like important if you like what you do, like all the people at your wedding just will like what you do. Because like they here to see what you give, like they want to see your joy, they want to see like your love. So like if you just like enjoy your dance together, like it's really perfect for the weddings. And a lot of time just people like forget at the end or like, okay, forget the choreography, just have fun together, and like it's always perfect.
Oh, so it can still end well even though they get lost in the
Yes,
moment.
exactly. You just have to remember we are just like sharing this moment together, just smile, have fun, love your partner, love your friends, guests, and it's perfect.
That's wonderful. What a moment. Thank you so much for coming in studio. When you're ready to start making the moves and burning up the dance floor, you can go to the Showcase Wedding website and click on the link for Studio 88 Swing.